Yo, 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 yo. Yo, 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 yo. What's happening? What's happening? What's good? What's good? 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 It's an echo still, or it's good. We should be good. Nice. Very nice. One Piece chapter 1155 is out. Shout out to the guys for sending it to me. They sent it to me like, I ain't gonna lie, 2 hours ago. I ain't gonna cap. And I was like, all right, I'm on it. I'm on it. I wasn't on it. I was like, all right, I gotta get up. But we here. Quada with the 34. Yo, appreciate you, Quada. What's good? I'm good, brother. It's been an interesting week. We'll talk about it real quick before the chapter. A very interesting week. Yo, Froob with the 16. Yo, appreciate you, Froob. Say, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Off the rip, I heard early to stay off the internet. So we muted. We were really, for the most part, off the internet. Until I was getting tagged on Twitter. Right? I was getting tagged on Twitter. And people were saying that I was crying because of One Piece 1130, the episode, the Kuma episode, right? And I'm like, what? I'm like, what is this talking about? Right? This nigga's like, you just crying, like, dog. He's like, you dead ass had people saying, yo, I commend you for crying like that. Only a real man can cry like that. And he had niggas saying, dog, not even Batman could get these type of tears out of me. So I'm like, because on the episode, even when it got like emotional, I turned my camera off. Right? I turned my so I'm like, what is niggas talking about? So then I got to the bottom of it. These dudes was saying Michelangelo, the reactor, was me. I'm not gonna lie. At first, I was. Here's the first thing. Here's the first thought I said. This nigga don't look like me. Right? But then, bro, I saw just how much hate that nigga was getting. I was like, all right, I'm not gonna pile on. For real. But I was like, this nigga don't look like me. But I think the thing that disappointed me the most, niggas that I know was like, yo, Brago, you wildin'. Dog, I lie to you not. I promise y'all. A nigga hit my phone like, bro, why you crying like this online? Nigga, that's not me! And so it turned from me being mad that niggas was like misidentifying me to like putting shit on my body that I didn't do. I'm like, bro, I would never do that. And like I said, if whoever want to do that and cry online, that's cool. I just know how people are. Right? I just know how people are, where it's like people gonna make memes. It don't matter how genuine it is, right? It don't matter. People gonna make memes. So every time something get a camera off, the internet don't deserve that. Like, I don't. And so, like, when I saw it, I was about to go in on a few people. Like, bro, like, that's. But then, bro, they were killing dude. And I was like, yo, One Piece. I'm like, yo, some One Piece fans are so fickle because y'all talk about emotional things being emotional and the One Piece story having depth and like, all right, my boy bought in. Right? My boy bought in. And you was like, nah, I ain't gonna lie. No, bro. James, I appreciate the yo, everybody was not in a joke. Dudes, they thought it was me. Bro, it got to a point where I'm like, is this racist? Because all I see is two niggas in a beanie. I'm like texting people, yo, you think this look like me? So anyway, I gotta say, bro, to this dude, to Michelangelo, like I said, I don't know him. I know of him. I've seen his stuff before. This is kind of what comes with it. You feel me? Like, I ain't gonna lie. The episode was the episode was emotional, but he was going a little crazy. He was going a little crazy. It's going a little crazy. Yo, my man had the snot bubbles that was in his beard. That was everywhere. I'm like, but bro, at no point did I watch that reaction or see the pictures. Like, damn, is that? I did not think that at all. But I shout out to him for real, because I mean, from the things that I've seen from him, he seems like a genuine person, a genuine guy. I don't know him, so you know, you never know. But seems like a genuine person. But I'm not gonna lie, I saw it and I was like, I can't. I could never do that. Because that's a lot. You see, he wasn't ready for how the One Piece community operate. You know what I'm saying? You got some amazing people in the community, but you got some dogs, right? You got some dogs that they gonna make a joke out of anything. So, you know, yeah. And then Cole made the meme. I thought the meme was funny. All I saw was that somebody said that he was taking like a short break or something because of his mental state. I was like, damn. But I can't. I couldn't do it. I couldn't. But here's my thing. Here's my only thing. Then we're gonna get to the chapter. Here's my only thing. You edited the video. You saw that shit. You saw the snot in the beard. You saw it. You could have edited that shit out. But I get it. It's more views. I don't think this is about emotions necessarily. I think it is more so about you got to understand how the internet works. You just got to understand how the internet works. I think genuinely, for the most part, most other communities would praise this, right? And they did have people in the community praising like his reaction and him being vulnerable, etc. But the One Piece community, we gonna get jokes off, no matter what it is, right? Even with Yamato, a serious issue like Yamato, is she a man, is she a woman? Niggas got jokes off every day. With Kiku, like I said, Kiku's one of my favorite characters from Wano. Love her. Sometimes I'm gonna slip a BDK in there. What does that mean? I don't know. But at the end of the day, right? At the end of the day, I don't think the internet is or the public at large is worthy of that emotional vulnerability. I don't think you should share your true emotions with the internet that unfiltered. I don't think the internet deserves that. In my opinion. It's too much. You give him a but people are different. I hope he's cool. You know what I'm saying? I hope he's cool. I hope his mental space is good, but like I ain't gonna lie, I was like, what the bro, people I know hitting me like, is this you? You wildin', nigga, that's not me. Sick. But I don't think this is an emotions thing. I mean, for the most part, it's been the same way with men. It's like, what the hell is going on with TCB now? With men, you gotta kind of be more mindful of your emotions. But we've seen people be emotional on the internet and people didn't clown them. I think it's just because of how far it went, where the snot bubbles and like he was really ugly crying on the internet, where people, because there's some people that were crying, niggas that were crying, they was like, all right, man, all right, this nigga doing too much. It's sad, but nigga, like, I get it. I mean, it went viral. I was just like, that ain't me. Stop tagging me. Like, even in the threads, it was like, my guy BDA going crazy. And it's like, bro, it's like resisting the urge to respond to everybody saying, nigga, that's stop that. It was just like, all right, let me just get off Twitter. Bro, here's why it's not free PR, because now niggas, people think that's like what I do. Like, no, like, don't put that on my body. Like, and now, bro, people sending it to me on Discord, like, bro, you was really in it. No. Shout out to that dude, man. Shout out to Michelangelo. Somebody said you ain't wear your One Piece beanie today. I'm never wearing it again. But yeah, let's get to the chapter. Quick thoughts on Nicki Minaj crashing out. What's new? Honestly, what's new? I don't know. Is it Michelangelo the Turtle? Nah, honestly, I don't know. I think that's his real name, but I don't know. I really don't know. But let's get to it. Oh, I have watched Superman. I actually did a review. Okay. Real quick with Superman. Real quick. 1 minute. In the midst of watching it, I would say it felt good. I was watching it. I like the vibes. I like Superman. I thought Lex started amazing. Lois was annoying a little bit. Loved Mr. Terrific. Loved Green Lantern. Thought Hawk Girl, I mean, that's chick from Last of Us, thought she was cool. The screaming I could do without. I love the vulnerability of Superman. I would say that I like what they did with the character. I would say this is the best version of Superman I've seen. Whereas, not saying this is the best Superman movie, but I thought this was the best portrayal of what I imagine Superman to be. I guess just the hopeful nature, the joyful nature, the vulnerability, and so I really enjoyed the portrayal of Superman here. I thought again, Lex started amazing. Then it just started to go down a route where I was like, Lex Luthor turned into a whiny little baby. Like when he was throwing the stuff at his girlfriend, I was like, what the it just started to deteriorate. And I thought the concept a little bit of I thought Crypto was annoying for a little bit as well. I thought Crypto was a little annoying. I'm not spoiling it. Everything is in trailers. I thought Crypto was a little bit annoying, but I don't know. Crypto grew on me by the end, but I think personally, I don't like dogs that don't listen. I'm talking about dogs that do a little bit too much, that don't listen to their I don't know. It just, but I've had a lot of run-ins with dogs. So dogs that like that, nah. But either way, I thought the movie was good. I thought the movie was pretty good. A great start, amazing start, because there's a lot of characters that I really like. Yeah, by the end you see the reason. But good movie. Would watch again. Definitely would watch again. I'm desperately, I know it's been said that blah, blah, blah. I'm desperately begging, please give us the crossover. I know those visuals are completely opposite. All right. Those visuals between the Batman and Superman are clashing. Just the whole everything. But boy, if they could make it work, if they could make it work with those two, I think we got an insane banger. But great start. Great start. Amazing start. I know. They said the Batman is a separate universe, whatever. We can make it work, however. All right. Now it's time to get to One Piece chapter 1155. Again, heard a lot of great things. Alexa's spot on. Universes are way too off tone. I mean, that's typically how it is with Superman and Batman. Batman is grunge, dark. Just a completely different vibe from Metropolis, where it's bright, it's sunny, it's advanced, but that's what people want to see, and I think based on both actors, it would ring off like crazy. I thought Lex started great. Just I didn't like how whiny he got. But all right. All right. 1155. Breezy was saying to skip the title. But it's they had the title in the chapter thing. So it's all right, another title. Okay, so cover art All right, y'all already know the vibes. We compare Nami and Robin. All right, Robin takes this one. Robin takes this one. Okay. All right. We continue with the Rocks Pirates. All right. Okay. This is Elbaf, but Pops ain't here. He's on a voyage. You're all puny humans? This is the first I've ever seen one moving around for real. How cute. Hang on. Did you just say Pops, you're Harold's kid? Oh, okay. I'm guessing he can still be reached even if he's away, right? What's your name? Loki. All right, Loki. Just do what I tell you. Head on home and get someone to send urgent word to your pops. Tell him to say, Loki has been seriously hurt. You've got to return to Elbaf at once. You know why this is funny? This is hilarious because I was just watching Next Friday. If you know, you know. But all right, so watch your mouth. Do I look like I take orders from a human? You seriously expect my father to drop everything just because I'm hurt? Yeah, right. Besides, someone as weak looking as you has no right to boss me around. Oh, shh. Rox's swordsmanship was renowned for its brutal impact akin to a giant hammer or cannon fire. It was said to blow everything in the surrounding vicinity away. Hold on, why do you do this to me? Why do you do this? Why do you do this? Ah! You know why? You know why this hurts? This hurts because shout out to Kuma Manga for joining Famo. This hurts because Oda really could have built up swordsmanship in a very unique way to identify the differences and in the paths of growth with swordsmanship. Somewhat like he did with hockey. Yo, shout to my boy Quietly Loud with the 5 gifted. Hey, appreciate you, Q. Like saying that his swordsmanship is brutal. It's a brutal impact akin to a giant hammer or cannon fire. That's expanding swordsmanship in general, but because it hasn't been expanded throughout the entire story, I feel. All right, let me continue. Somebody said I missed dialogue. Is right beneath it. So his swordsmanship is more blunt force damage. There we have it. Loki has been seriously hurt. Interesting. Harold's path crossed with this man once before. It happened during the reverie that year. Oh, that. Okay. It could be that year or that year. So this is like pretty much like divine departure, though, right? Is Oda now establishing another level to swordsmanship? Where like divine departure sent like Oden flying. It doesn't necessarily cut you in half. So it's like, is this the next step? Or could it go back to what Mihawk was saying in the Breath of... I don't know. All right. Okay, so it happened during the reverie that year. Someone attacked and kidnapped 5 of the kings. Oh, God. Oh, this scared me. I read this wrong. I read unbelievable. That big black man has to be the culprit. I'm like, who? I'm like, what Oda got going on? But no, it's unbelievable. That big man in black has to be the culprit. I'm like, I mean, we're all for representation, but this is crazy. Like, just 5 kings get kidnapped, just blame the big black man? All right, that big man in black has to be the culprit. The lives of those sovereigns cannot be used to extort Emu. Oh, shit, hold on. No kidding, but it threw the Holy Land into total chaos, didn't it? This incident will be the first and last of its kind. Is that Gunko? An intruder made it all the way to the flower room, hidden deep within the Holy Land. The man claimed to be a Davy Jonesian pirate. He knew there was nothing more he could do in that moment. So he withdrew with these words. Whoa! Did I just become a rock stan? Did I just become a rocks stan? Okay. I think we're not realizing what just happened. He made it all the way to the flower room, casually watching Emu, and I'm assuming this is Gunko, before their contract or whatever it is. And he says, whatever he does, he assesses this is not the time. But don't worry. I'll be back. Come on, bro. Because I ain't gonna lie. They kind of paint him as a hothead. Like, you get here, you gonna go crazy. He pulled up and said, I bet. So whatever he felt, whatever he saw, he knew there was nothing I could do in that moment, and he got up out of there. Man, all the way to the flower room? And this is different. This is not like Luffy. You know how Luffy is. This is really more like Blackbeard. This is a lot like Blackbeard, where it's like, you know what? Not the time. Not the time. We'll be back, though. To the flower. Bro, I think what I love about this panel, too, is just how casual it is, right? He just sitting back like, he looking at the decor. All right. Okay. So I was, this a lot. This is, I can't speak. This is also confirmation for him. Right? I knew there was some other shit going on. Right? I knew it. I knew there was some other shit going on. What is this? Okay, bet. Word. Okay. I'll be back. As of right now, and this may be recency bias, this may be me just right? I'm gonna just say it. And I don't think it's crazy. Rocks over Roger. I got Rocks over Roger. I don't know. I think I respect more than anything him leaving. That's so fire though. Oh my gosh. One Piece. Hey, big time, Clyde. Big time. He claimed to be a Davy Jonesian pirate. He knew there was nothing more he could do in that moment. Why does this feel like Hunter x Hunter? Like with the narrator in this moment and Rox's resolve to retreat. Maybe that's why I'm loving it so much. That's crazy. Oh my God. Oh God, this is crazy. Yo, shout out to my boy Dammy Lola with the 20 gifted, bro. Dammy Lola! Yo, appreciate you, Dammy. He said he was just inspecting the garden to do some gardening later. No, big time. Big facts. Oh! All right. Naturally, this incident would never be brought to light. Ironically, on that very day. Yo, Crimson 30 with the 30. Yo, appreciate you, Crimson. Otis cooking. No, listen. Like, we always talk about Luffy's bounty and how it should be higher. And we had mentioned Rox's bounty in the discussion. We was talking about Rox's bounty, what it should be. Would it be higher than Whitebeard's, Rogers? I mean, come on. Somebody that made it all the way to the flower room in the Holy Land? Come on. That's crazy. So ironically, on that very day, there was another intruder in the Holy Land. Look, it's so much bigger than a normal giant. I want it as a slave. We should kill it and have it stuffed. Guards, protect the nobles. Hot. I'm sorry the negotiations went south. I know trespassing is a crime, but isn't all this going a bit too far? Harold broke. Here's the thing. This is not surprising from the Celestial Dragons. Right? This is not surprising from them. This is what I expected. That's why I thought Harold sneaking in there, I thought the first sight of him being at the reverie, they'll be on his ass like, yo, that's a big-ass bodyguard. Where can I get one? Actually, I want yours. Actually, I want yours. Oh, they're calling him the King-napper. That wasn't me, I swear. An admiral was murdered? The culprit run towards the castle. Proceed with caution. It's just one thing after the other. Seize that biggin. Seize that biggin. This must be the guy who kidnapped the kings. How dare he use me as a scapegoat? I'll show him. A giant in the Holy Land? Don't your kind lurk in the boonies? Okay, this is not surprising. This is not surprising. I'm not gonna lie. This is not surprising. This is not surprising at all. This is not, I'm not, listen, this is not surprising. And I love this because, all right. Bro, no BS. They told us that Harold was him. They told us that. And so Harold being this strong, I'm not mad at. I'm not gonna lie. This does wonders for giant stock. This is Loki upscale, right? It does wonders for giant stock and Loki stock in particular. Not all the giants, not all of them, some of them, the ones that matter. But I'm not mad at Harold being him. They said it. Not Saul. Chuck, no. The ancient giants. Not Saul. I love this though. The clash between the two strangers blew everyone away within a 5-kilometer radius. Oh, not even touching. Not even touching. I think. All right. I'm gonna say this, and in post, I'm gonna cut it out the stream. Gosh, I can't believe this. This is higher than upscale as well. Oh, God. Let's move on. Ugh. State your name. Barahaha. Yes, Harold. I'm Rox. Angle your next strike toward the town. They'll enslave you if you get caught. Huh? Why? Don't ask questions. Yeah. How do I get to Elbath? The new world is that way. If you survive this, let's meet again, Harold. Yo, this is insane. Lobby said, we never heard of Harold because he didn't want to be a warrior. You got to wonder how many demons are in the One Piece world who just choose not to fight. Well, not only that, Lobby, I agree with that. The demons that choose not to fight and the demons they've been stifled, right? Because it seems like if anything that happens, if it's too dangerous for the world to know, the world government is going to suppress it and stifle that completely. And I think the fact that we had Green Bull and Fujitora just chilling around the world, that there's strong people out here in general. So angle your, all right. I know people are saying Hiruden, he doesn't have the horns. Would it be surprising if Hiruden uses Conqueror's Haki at some point? At this point, not for me at this point. Not for me at this point. Not for me at this point. I think not only does he have kingly ambitions, literally, right? Because that's one aspect. Secondly, his dad was absolutely him, right? So, and he's going to be the future king of Elbath, no question. I think in general, he checks all the boxes. Only thing that's wrong with Hiruden is his fit. If he gets a better fit, then he gets Conqueror's Haki. And I don't think he knows that. And again, like, if your dad is him, it's a good chance you're going to be him too. Just take the helmet off. Yeah, probably. Take the helmet off. Just have like the hair flowing down. Don't be ridiculous, as if I'd ever associate with a criminal like you. What the? Are you seriously just going to jump off the edge? Rox had taken down a Navy admiral just moments earlier. Despite all the efforts to save him, the admiral did not survive. It was deemed the most grievous of sins. In the blink of an eye, Rox's infamy boomed. The event sent a powerful shock throughout the seas. Here's the thing. This is the same reverie that Harold was escorted with somebody. So he was escorted with somebody, and they still was trying to kill him. I mean, this is what listen. I thought it was crazy. It's crazy in the first place for you to think you can go to the reverie as an ancient giant. Wait. Let's establish the timeline real quick. So This is the same reverie that Rox killed the Admiral, is the same reverie that they said Harold. Hold on, let me get the exact. Yeah, 46 years ago is when Rox pulled up to Elbath. 56 years ago is when the reverie happened and Rox killed the Admiral. So we know Harold, he went to Marijoa multiple times, but this is... And this is the one time he went with the king. They say Harold went in. Harold went to this reverie, but he was in Marijoa when Shanks was there. It says Shanks saw him there. If if Arjuna gets Congress before Sanjay, I'd have to call Oda. Rock's bounty poster looks like Buggy's bounty poster. From KK. Appreciate you, KK. So Emu was as casual, if not more than Zebek. Man was playing with his butterflies while talking to him. Whoa. I said Rock's moving like Sukuna. No, okay. So one of his friends were invited, one of the invited kings, and he smuggled him in as one of the guards. So he was with a king. The king smuggled him in as a guard with him. So he came in as one of the king's guards. And even then, but I wonder though, because he was smuggled in, could it be that the king that smuggled him in got kidnapped? That's crazy. That means Rox. Wait. That means Rox had help then. It wasn't just him. There's no way. Because kidnapping the kings, putting them somewhere. Nah, he's crazy. Unless he had the darkness fruit already. That is a lot. That's doing a lot. But I'm thinking like kidnapping the kings is more of a distraction. Okay, as of right now, he's Dolo, but I would not be surprised because at the end of the day, right, this is a score. This is a mission. And maybe the bigwigs that are with him now weren't with him, but I would not be surprised if he had people with him to accomplish what he wanted to accomplish. But Rox is him. Rox is him. Rox is him. Either that or his devil fruit is one. So in the blink of an eye, Rox's infamy boomed. The event sent a powerful shock throughout the seas. It was the most grievous of sins. If he has one, it's not confirmed if he even has one. I would say this. I don't think you're kidnapping kings and holding them as bargaining chips and getting to Emu without a devil fruit. I think he has to have a devil fruit. Either that or he had people with him. There's no way. There's no way. One. So, all right, okay. Unless maybe he's just the greatest pirate of all time, or just him in general, where kidnapping kings, holding them as bargaining chips, basically escaping all that, then taking on a Navy Admiral, killing a Navy Admiral, then after that, getting away from all that ruckus, then going to the Emu in the flower garden, watching that, then getting out of there, clashing with Harold, and then getting out of there untouched. That's a lot. That's a lot to wrap my mind around. They say, nah, Emu left him bloody. Oh, hold on. We'll go back through. Yo, Gerard. He said, jumping off the red line, that ass crazy as hell. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like, what was it, $7.95? That was a moment, right? Where it was just like, oh my God, he jumped off of the. I think now people jumping off of things, you know what I'm saying? It's impressive, but Cavs and Rocks move like Sakuna. Roberto Figueredo says Harold might someday get conquers, but he has the ancient blood, the giant blood running through him, and he's still a young adult at this point. It might take him a long time to get conquerors. I would say Hiruddin will get conquerors before the end of One Piece. In some way. Yo, shout out to Tantrum joining, fam. Appreciate you. It's all good, Roberto. I got what you meant. Kwamnyo says Emu was as casual, if not more than Zebek. Man was playing with his butterflies while talking to him. Okay, so, all right, with that Emu scene. So Emu saw him. So Emu did notice him. And looked his way, and Harold just retreated. Rox just retreated. Diaz says if Hiruddin gets conquered for... I read that already. Elachi Mocha says, I guess Harold didn't know what the CDs were like, but his friend definitely knew. With allies like this, who needs enemies? I'm going to bet that the friend told Harold it wasn't a good idea, and Harold insisted. That's what I'm going to assume. I'm willing to bet that the friend was like, Harold, I don't think this is a good idea, right? I think you don't understand these people. He's like, no, we can bridge the gap. We can. All right, cool. Dinosaurio says Zebek's era was easier and he had knowledge about the place in Emu. Navy and pirate were weaker back then and fewer. He infiltrated, no push through like Um, it's hard to say. You can argue that back then the Marines were not like they are today. I don't want to say Navy and Pirate were weaker back then, because all of our strongest people ever are from back then. For the most, I mean, not necessarily, because this is before. This is before the guys. So it's hard to say. It's hard to say. It's less, okay, it's less structure back then. I'll say that. Less structure. Yonko system isn't established. I think this is clever though, by Oda showing this, that this more than likely got to be Gunko. More than likely. And Rock's capturing this moment. Daniels jumping off the red line is crazy. Cybercoded said put Rocks and Buggy's bounty posters side by side. The theory is gaining traction. Dracule, what did you say, Dracule? Yo, shout out to the football guy. 20 gifted. Y'all, appreciate you, my G. If it's Gunko, I mean, okay, it wouldn't be crazy if it's Gunko, considering what we know about even Saturn and the other Gorosei, right? That age is really not an issue. And it could be the same for the God Knights. So I don't think when it happened, I don't think it matters necessarily. But then you got to think about Garling and some of those guys and like why they're aging. And here's the thing, you then start to wonder if all the God Knights have that power that Imu bestowed. Whereas like Garling, of course, he became a Gorosei, so that's a bit different. Your shout to NL's lobby. Jordan Farrow, appreciate you. Yeah, I think we can officially include Rocks in the top 30s. Actually, no. Sorry, not in the top 30s. In like the One Piece draft or whatever. Not in top 30s because he's not alive. Gunko's mom? Possibly. How do you get a timeout from Wall Guy? Not bad. I mean, I didn't do it. Generic NPC joined fam as well. Appreciate you, Generic NPC. That's Nami's grandmother. I don't know. All right. Okay, let's finish the chapter. How about we finish the chapter? Okay. We left off at Rox had taken down a Navy admiral just moments earlier. Despite all the efforts to save him, the admiral did not survive. It was deemed the most grievous of sins. In the blink of an eye, Rox's infamy boomed. The event sent a powerful shock throughout the seas. Here's the thing. Oda has mentioned this admiral getting killed a couple times now. Right? I do think this felt redundant. However, the death of that admiral, whomever it is, or who this admiral is related to, is going to be significant, considering it's been mentioned again. So, this admiral's since the admiral was not revealed here, more than likely Oda's going to reveal the admiral in a SBS, something outside the story, more than likely. However, the death is important enough for him to reiterate that this admiral did not survive. So yeah. That's going to be interesting. Okay, sometime later, a ship carrying a great amount of celestial tribute to Mary Joa was attacked. The gates of justice were destroyed and the attacker fled the scene. The stolen funds were later used to support the Rocks' pirate activities. Until that point, yo, this dude looks devious, dog. He looks devious. Until that point, Rocks had always acted against the world government. But after that, he started to target pirates too. Why? So he was the OG revolutionary. And then somebody destroyed the gates of justice. How do you destroy the gates of justice? Was he just some random before all this? Well, I'm going to assume, because they didn't say this, right? But I'm going to assume that Rocks got let into the reverie because they didn't know who he was. Right? They did not know who Rocks was. Rocks, I don't think Rocks was the king. I think Rocks was with somebody else. I think he was with somebody else, either a hostage or somebody. I don't think he was a king. I think he was a relative unknown. Right? A relative unknown. He pulled up as part of somebody's entourage, and then he started going crazy. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie. It would be a very interesting parallel if this is how Rocks got his first bounty. Almost like Blackbeard. Patience, calculated, planning, and then a major score. And then you get your first bounty that is astronomical. It wouldn't be that crazy. Like literally, you got the jump on the world government. So, until that point, Rocks had always acted against the world government. After he started to target pirates, why? How do you know about Emu as a rookie? Because here's the thing. You don't got to be a pirate to be a historian. You don't got to be a pirate to find out knowledge about the world. Right? It could be a situation where it's like you were under somebody or you were just biding your time. You don't like it? Make Sengoku look too incompetent. I don't think it matters, bro. At the end of the day, you could be the strongest man ever. You can't prevent everything from happening. I don't know, but I'm hung up on the fact that he's now starting to go against pirates because like him going against the world government, noble. You understand it. Why just start what? Because he got a bunch of bounty. You know what it is? All right, I get it now. I get it. How is he a rookie using Conqueror's hockey? I get it now. Before he was going after the world government, right? But that was before he realized what he was up against. Right? Yeah, a rookie doesn't mean you were just born. Right? He didn't realize what he was up against. So after he realized what he was up against, he's like, I need funds. I need resources. So I don't care if other pirates got to suffer. It is what it is. So now I know what I got to get. Now I got to go after other pirates. Sorry. In the world of pirates, there exists a long-standing tradition known as a Davy back fight. Pirate crews would compete in a series of matches, wagering their flags or even their crewmates in a truly ruthless game. What the No way. No way. No way he rocks, paper, scissored his way into a pirate crew. No way. No way! That's how he got his guys. That's how he got his guys. This was a theory, by the way. This was a theory going around that this is how it happened. Yo, he was really... So, I guess for him, he pointed out, identified the parts that he wanted. Okay, I want this guy. Approached these crews, and he's like, yo, let's do a Davy back. Okay, now I don't care what they do, but I need an hour special of Davy back fights with the Rocks Pirates. I need an hour special showing how he gained his crew. Just that's it. Just give me an hour special of Davy back fights with Rocks. That's it. Just give me that. This is a long land upscale. Yo, Silver Village is definitely the worst arc in One Piece now, bro. I know a lot of people put long land at the bottom. It is no way at the bottom, bro. Syrup Village is at the bottom. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. Yo, Roberto says, okay, Roberto Figueredo says, okay, here's my theory. Rox is probably training his conquerors for a few decades before he started setting out on his journey. Because there's no way he's in his 20s. He's got to be in his late 30s. Do we know how old Rox is? I'm not sure if that was revealed in SBS or something. I don't think we have an idea of how old he is. If I had to guess how old he is, because Blackbeard is 40. So he's older than Roger, older than Garp. At this time, I would say late 20s, early 30s. Like, okay, so when I would say when he infiltrated Mary Joie, that reverie, I would say 29. Right? Yeah, like 29. Let's just say 30. He's 30 at this point. And this is 56 years ago. Right? So in current day, he would be 86. Yeah. Right? Older than everybody that we know. He fought Emu 46. No. I would say that either 48 or the 46 years ago, that was when he pulled up to Elbaf. 56 years ago is when the reverie happened where the Admiral died. Yeah. Yeah, 56 is reverie. I think 48 or whatever, that was when he pulled up to Elbaf and met Loki. Yeah, so he'd be like 86, around there. Yeah. So let's say he was 10 years older than the current gen. Yeah, so let's say he's 30 when he's doing all this. Okay. Rox used this tradition to build his entire crew. They had won many scoundrels to their side before they even had a flag. They've got an amazing guy. You lose it when you see him. So he got Whitebeard, Shiki. He already got these guys, and he's like, yo, they got somebody dope, bro. You go, yo, I'm not gonna lie, y'all gonna like him. After that, they made their way to Elbaf. Oh no, I rushed home as fast as I could, but I'm glad you've already turned a corner on your recovery. Thank goodness. I know you're strong, Loki, but you shouldn't wander into the realm of the dead. Oh, damn. Dad? Dad? Came home? All right. Not the best, but your son is hurt. You came home right away? Respect. Harold's a good dude, man. I'm not gonna lie. This chapter put Harold in the top 10 of old gen. I think when we talk about all-time pirates, Harold was not ever mentioned because he wasn't somebody that we necessarily knew. I think going forward, Harold is gonna be, I don't know. Am I gonna put him top 10 all time? I don't know. I don't know if I put him top 10 all time. I might, but I just need a little bit more. I might. Because when we talk about top 10, you're talking about like over the likes of Shanks, Mihawk. You got to start thinking about Luffy, Akainu, you know. But then also people that were in the top 10 are people like Kaido, Big Mom. And so it's like you got to kind of scale it like, and that's hard. That's difficult considering that, you know what I'm saying? But, all right. You got lucky escaping with nothing more than that after falling off that cliff. There's plenty more dangers just lurking deeper inside. First of all, this nigga got thrown down this damn thing when he was a baby. All right. Loki, you'll be fine. I'm surprised Oda gave us so much rocks. Okay, so Loki feels the same way. Dad really came back? It has to be a coincidence. He couldn't have come for me. Rocks. I've heard all about your crimes. What are you doing here? I missed you, Harold. Why is Rocks trying to greet Harold like when Luffy greeted Zoro when he met up in Wano? Right? Why is he acting like, yo, Harold, what's up, bruh? Yo. He act like Luffy like they're boys. Like, yo, what's up, my man? But I ain't gonna lie. You got to think about what happened, where it happened, and them both getting away and meeting up in Elbaf. and he beat his son ass. He beat his son ass, pulled up like, yo, what's up, my man? Where you been? Rocks is him, bro. Oh my gosh. Jeez. You gotta join my okay. Who are these niggas? Is this Wang Ji? You gotta join my crew. The world government won't hear you out, right? You get it now? The time has come. This is a real feast, Ja. He sure is big. So that's the king of Elbaf. Who is this nigga? Don't be stupid. If I anchor myself with a thug like you, I'll lose all the goodwill I've built up with my allies. What of it? Aren't those allies government pawns? What's the point of reaching for something that's impossible? You gotta level the playing field. Don't be a wet blanket, Harold. Elbaf has the greatest warriors in the world. If something churns your stomach, you should just crush it. Okay, now is this Caribou's dad? Caribou and Coribou's dad? Is that Capone's dad? This is insane. This is insane. I think he has some of Luffy's tendencies. Mindset wise, he's more like Blackbeard. Again, we don't know how he got to this place mentally. However, the more I see him, the more he's drawn, the more I can understand where they don't automatically think he looks like Blackbeard, right? The more I see him, the more it's like, okay, you can squint and see Blackbeard, but honestly, you can squint and see Buggy as well. Not gonna lie. So, wow. Wow. Mm. That's the old way. Elbaf has changed. I see Kid as well. I want to say it. I want to say it, but this is Kid's fit. This is Kid's fit. But Rox's fit. This is Kid's fit. I want to say it because I know how people start to dogpile on Kid, but this is Kid's fit. Kid upscale? Kid should be an Elbaf right now. Funny enough, we talk about insane devil fruits. If he had Kid's devil fruit, I can see him pulling off a lot of things that he did in Mary Joa. Honestly. But, you know, enough Kid upscale. That's the old way. Elbaf has changed. People never change. That same bloodlust is still pulsing through you. Hey, can't you two just enjoy the meal? You guys should know that if you follow a man like him, you'll only be led to ruin. Damn. I'm not gonna lie. You know they could beat your ass right now, Harold, and like bring you with them. But all right. Following that moron? Don't make me laugh. We're all completely out for ourselves. None of us would bat an eye if Rox died. Shiki. Shiki? The Wicked? We've never seen that. The Wicked? Well, that's not to say his plans don't have a certain appeal. They could prove very lucrative. Miss Buckin, the tech bandit. Have you heard of Hachinosu, the place they call the Isle of Exiles, or even Pirate Island? Countries all around the world send their worst inmates there as a form of penal exile. Don Marlin, gangster from the West Blue. Okay. I believe Capone is from the West Blue, no? It was meant to be a barren island with no food, where all you could do was wait for death. Edward Newgate. So he doesn't even have the Whitebeard name yet. He's still Edward Newgate. Yo, I miss Oyachi, man. I can't even lie. You question some decisions, But like he was genuinely like a good man. You know what I'm saying? It was meant to be a barren island with no food where all you could do was wait for death. But last year, the survivors started banding together. And why do you think? Okay, that's definitely Caribou's dad. I don't give a damn. That's definitely Caribou and Caribou's dad. That's, oh my God. Oh, that's Ochoco? Interesting. Wang Ji. Believe it or not, the island had a massive gold deposit. A shadowy organization found out and got involved. They helped the criminals amass a fortune that really pissed off the government. Ganzui. Okay, so the goal here is that he assembled a bunch of people with specific sets of skills. Shout out to Manny. He says Ochoku, Caribou's dad, Marlon Capone's dad, Shiki, Conjuro's dad. His hairstyle looks like a young Conjuro. Shiki could be a Kurozomi after all. Shiki the Wicked. I can't believe this is real. These days, anyone who gets near the island gets swarmed by the hardened criminals. They'll strip you of everything. So then we cut a deal with the government. I asked, how much are you going to pay us if we take that island back for you guys? Once we get the money, we'll take down Pirate Island and split the mountain load of loot between us. But there's no way in hell we're just handing over the island and those criminals after that. Get it? I'll take charge of Hachinosu with these dumbasses under me. We'll turn it into a pirate paradise. I can already see the government and Marines standing there like clueless dogs. This is just a prologue to my life, using that island as me base. Like a Jamaican? I'll crush the Navy, bring the Holy Land crashing down, and after that, I'm gonna be king of the world! I'm gonna just wait for the official. Okay, said using that island as me base. I'm glad. Now, I do think it's two things, right? Rox is so ambitious that you can look at Rox and hear what he's saying and be like, all right, this dude is nutty. He's out of his mind. Or you can look at Rox and be like, oh my God. It's him. It just depends on the type of person you are. So for somebody like Loki, who's looking here, your enemies are too big. You're picking a fight with the whole planet. Say what you want. One day someone's bound to pull it off. There's no such thing as power that lasts forever. Join me, Harold. If we team up, we will be unstoppable. Quit inviting you. I told you I'm the king. That doesn't matter. The world. I'm going to claim it. The whole damn world. Loki suddenly realized he had found salvation. Yeah, I think if you're a kid and you hear this with an understanding, a kid that's royalty, that's been treated like crap for the most part, right? Your dad showing up just to make sure you're okay. Your dad showing up just to make sure you're okay. That doesn't change everything you've been through. Cass, I don't know if Rox told the other future guys about Emu, because it's like, it's a weird thing because Shiki, Rox was not ruling with an iron fist. Rox did not try to wield dominion over them, right? And they called him a moron. So I wonder if like they look at him as delusional almost because of how crazy his ambitions were. So even if he told them, I wonder if they even believed it. Like they followed him because of his ideas and how they could make money. But for these people, I don't think they're on board with all of it. They're not of the same mindset as him. I think they think he's a little insane. You know, because, all right, and part of the issue is it wasn't organic, right? It wasn't organic. He went and found all these people and won them through Davy back fights. So of course these people don't care about him. This is just like, all right, bro, if you died, it is what it is. We're just here because of, out of duty to that contract. I ain't gonna lie. With us knowing what we know, Rock sounds unbelievable. I think back then, 50 years ago, 40 years ago, they're like, what are you talking about? I think Harold is echoing everything that they feel. Like, you're out of your mind. You're going against the world power. They're too powerful. They're too big. And when you think about Whitebeard, even Whitebeard's ambitions that we know about, he just wanted a family. He just wanted somewhere with people that he got along with, people that he could sail the sea. He ain't trying to do all this. I think Blackbeard got the others on board, Katarina, those guys, by doing, okay, here's how you show somebody that you can do the improbable or even the impossible, by doing the impossible, by showing them that I can do that. Blackbeard not only freed them, so he bought them time to at least get them to Marineford, and then he did something that nobody else has ever done. He ate 2 devil fruits. So it's like, oh shit. Okay. At that point, they're like, he did that. That's right. But also, we got to remember, at this point in time, this is 50 years ago, this is not like today, where we had everything that transpired with Warlord, Seraphim, the Yonko, right? Just how the world is. It's completely different. Rox is a revolutionary. Not in the sense of what we know, but like just how he was thinking. But all right. 4 years passed. Harold continued rejecting the numerous invitations he received until one day, Rox's plan had finally reached its fruition. Backed by his monstrous crew, he would send shockwaves throughout the world. Set sail, you bastards! Damn. Oh my gosh. You try to put Zebek into Google Translate from Vietnamese to English and see what it translates to. Back into Google from Vietnamese to English. All right. Zibik translates to pussy. Oh, oh, you gotta do all that. Hold on. Oh. Yo, how do y'all find stuff like this, bro? Zebek translates to buggy. Oh my god. And why Vietnamese? I love this community, bro. I love that. Yo, I'm not gonna lie. One thing we gonna do is make something stick, yo. We gonna make something sticky. Yo, shout out to Young Smoke with the 20 gifted. And another 20. Yo, shout out to my boy Young Smokey. And another 20. Shout out to my boy Young Smoke with the 60 gifted. Appreciate you, Smoke. Smoke always coming through showing love, man. Thank you, Smokey. Yo, Charles, what's happening, bro? We've been here, man. We've been here. Yo, W Smokey. W's in the chat for Smokey, man. W's in the chat for Smokey dropping the 60, man. Hey, I appreciate you, Smokey. You guys are back, brother. We here. Life is great. Nah, I appreciate that. Alexa, play Just Wanna Rock by Little Luffy Vert. My boy Harold. Wow. I don't know. I don't know where to start. I don't know where to start. All right, let me read the super chats. Dev says, you peep Buggy's bounty poster next to rocks yet? Seems like this theory is gaining some legs. Okay. Okay. The rocks was on the other side. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That's crazy. I don't know. I don't know if Oda's playing into it on purpose because that's a theory that's been out there and he's doing it just to troll, or if there's something there and Buggy could be related to Zebek. I don't know. Like how like Buggy's what, a year older than Blackbeard or a year younger, something like that. It's okay. All right. Here's the thing. It's not impossible. It's not impossible for Buggy to be Zebek's son, right? It's not impossible. Man. Okay, what? Okay, if Buggy is Zebek's son, what changes? That means that Whitebeard had a son of Zebek. Roger had a son of Zebek. Harold got two sons. Zebek could be paralleling. Hey, he said nothing is just it's just funny because he has a weakling as a son. Who's the weakling? I know you're not talking about Buggy. He like, y'all my sons, so raise my sons. Yo, Cowpie says rate the chapter out of 10. Come on, man. Come on, man. You already know, man. You already know, Cap. You already know, man. It's one of them ones. Yo, Charles. I do see notification. I hate I missed that month. What happened? You know I don't read no more. Oh, man. Charles. Charles, you missed a great one. We got a lot of Rocks hype. We got a lot. Rocks is him. Yo, shout out to Germo Tank joining family. Appreciate you, Germo. BB want to get the Savers of Beck from Emu's Garden. It's not there yet. I mean, one thing that we know is guaranteed, Blackbeard is going to make it to that flower room. I mean, there's so many things here that's saying Blackbeard is the final guy. You think Luffy's mom reveal will be like Naruto's mom reveal? Nah. I think Oda may go the route of never revealing Luffy's mom. I think Oda might go that route. Never revealing Luffy's mom. Yo, shout out to Young Smokey with 20 more gifted. Yo, shout out to Smoke, man. Appreciate you, Smoke. Yo, W's in the chat for Big Smoke, man. Hey, I appreciate you, Dermo. Thank you, man. Thank you for being here. Shout out to Doug Barrientos joining Famo as well. Appreciate you, my G. Heavenly King said, BBC Big Booty Caster in the chat. Much love, Brago. Rocks was slinging that thing all over the world. Buggy and Blackbeard. I ain't even realize what he was saying. I just read it. He said BBC Big Booty Caster. I know that was Caster's epithet. That's my first time hearing that. My fault. Shout out to King G. Says Rox is a Jonesian pirate. Buggy wants Captain John's treasure. John was on Rox's crew. Davy Jones' locker. Buggy the real D. I see the connections. I just... Okay, I'll say this. I wouldn't be mad at it happening because I think it'd be funny. I think it'd be hilarious if Buggy's dad was Zebek and he ends up following in his dad's footsteps in like the most improbable way ever. Here's one thing though. Here's one thing I'll say, right? Would it be crazy if Buggy made it to the flower room? No. I'm not gonna lie. If Buggy made it to the flower room, I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised if Buggy made it to the flower room. If Buggy made it on that throne and he ends up sitting on the throne, would I be surprised? No. Would I be surprised if Buggy makes it to Laugh Tale? No. It's just like Buggy falls upward, bro. You see Jack? The drought? Shout out to my guy Aris. Yo, fuck it. Everybody in the throne room. Everybody in the flower room, yo. Young Smoke, he said Buggy will sit on the throne looking down at us all. I think Buggy's going to sit on that throne. Imagine the scene with Rox and Emu with his Buggy. I think that's what happens, bro. You think they all go to Laugh Tale together? No, I don't think I think Buggy's gonna find a way to make it to Laughdale. Because Buggy was supposed to go, then he got sick. Or maybe Buggy makes it there, gets knocked out or some way, but I can see Buggy making it to Laughdale. I just feel like Buggy's just gonna keep ascending. Harold's support would have made Rocks king. Does Harold swing the pendulum that much? Here's the issue. Here's the issue. It's not just about support. I think you need people that's willing to die for you when you're going up against a world superpower, right? And Rox didn't have that. Rox had a bunch of strong people that were following him through obligation, but they weren't willing to die for him. They weren't willing to put their dreams on the line for his dreams. And so I think even with Harold's support, it wouldn't have worked out because everybody's not on the same accord. He would have lost with Harold. He would have lost with Shanks. It's just, he didn't build and construct things the right way. I think he had the right mindset as far as overthrowing this powerhouse. However, he wanted to be king himself. So he's doing it all for the wrong reasons. He's not assembling his crew the right way. I don't see Harold changing things in the outcome here. Unfortunately. And that's because of how he built his crew. It's almost like with Blackbeard, Blackbeard has been like Zebek with assembling, but it's been more strategy. It's been more patience. I think even now having Saturn as a transformation for Katarina, having Lafitte, having like all these different infiltration processes. It's like, if anything, you know who would be king? Based on how they're moving right now, if Blackbeard gets Loki and Elbaf, Blackbeard will be king. That's what will happen. If Blackbeard gets Loki, and I mean, so I'm a rock stan. I'm officially a rock stan. I'm sorry, y'all. Whew. Some convos might be had if Loki sides with Blackbeard. I mean, that's trouble. That's trouble. Most important of all, Mihawk upscale. I don't know. Here's the thing. If swordsmanship had been fleshed out better, I'd say yes. I'd say no question. But because swordsmanship is like somewhat of an afterthought and something that Oda brings up every now and again to remind us, hey, swordsmanship still matters, guys. I don't care as much. I really don't care as much. He says, oh, his swordsmanship is blunt. All right. So, and then as much as I want to upscale Mihawk, do I upscale Mihawk to the strongest swordsman ever, meaning over Rox, over Roger, over everybody? So that means when Zoro beats Mihawk, is Zoro the strongest ever? Is that where we're, is that the mindset? Is that and if that's what we're thinking, then shit. Screw it. W's, right? Where Zoro's #1 all time? However, Oda hasn't fleshed it out well enough. I don't think Oda's fleshed out swordsmanship well enough. And that's the issue. Charles says Smoke Rich ass spamming them gifteds must have been a banger. You think Prime Whitebeard and Rocks were equals? Oh, yo, appreciate you, Charles. Nah, Smoke went crazy. Shout out to my boy Smoke, man. Thank you, Smoke. Was Prime Whitebeard and Rocks equals? As of right now, it's hard not to put Rocks number one. Right? Like if I think it's close, it's hard not to put Rocks number one without context. We know he killed an admiral. Right? That's a big W in and of itself. Secondly, all the things he did at Mary Jawad, seemingly by himself, it separates him from Whitebeard and even Roger, or Roger and even Whitebeard, to me. So, in my opinion, I got Rocks slightly higher until we get context. If we got context that he had a crew with him, if he got context with other things with the Admiral, then it somewhat, deters or downplays Rocks a little bit. However, I'm putting Rocks at number one for now. However, Charles saying Whitebeard is not a killer, right? And the reason why I had put Whitebeard at top one all time is because the thing that Whitebeard cares about the most is typically the thing that is the biggest amplifier or buff in the One Piece story, right? It's family and friends. And so for me, I think Whitebeard, to protect his family, to protect his friends, would fight at maybe 150% of his normal strength to protect those people. Just throwing a number out there. So it's like, if we use those shonen buffs and shonen tropes, Whitebeard had the most motivation to be the strongest. For Rocks, he could just be purely the strongest off of the feats we have right now, but we got to wait for the context a little bit. So in my heart of hearts, Prime Garp is top one pound for pound for me, just because he had no weapon. But if in my heart of hearts, Prime Beard feels like top one based off of his ambitions and what he had to protect. However, so far, if I wanted to point to certain things, it would be hard not to put Rocks number one. Right? I like how Brazi spawned out of nowhere as soon as we put Rocks number one, because Brazi hates Rocks, right? I don't know if you guys know, Brazi hates Rocks. Nah. Brazi doesn't like the Rocks gas. Kaido's still top. Kaido. I don't know what to do with Kaido. Kaido's still top 10 all time for me. But it's tough. It's really tough. What do you think of the flower room panel under that scene? I mean, the flower room panel is spectacular. I think I loved just how casual Rocks is in this moment. Shout out to my boy Young Smoke with a $20 super chat. Died standing after 267 sword wounds, 152 gun wounds, and shot by cannon 46 times with no scars on his back because he never got one while running away. The strongest man, Edward Whitebeard Newgate. Fun fact. Yeah, Smoke, listen, in my heart of hearts, Prime Beard is number one for me. I just think he has too much in his arsenal. And then what he has to protect, he has to be stronger than everyone, considering how, honestly, just how lackluster his family was, especially in his prime years, right? So it's tough. I wish Prime Beard was more ambitious. Like I said, if Prime Beard was more ambitious, you question it. Or like, I don't think we can question Whitebeard's strength because of what he chose to protect. Because at the end of the day, Prime Beard was protecting family, protecting friends. That's when Luffy's at his strongest. That's when Roger's at his strongest. And that's for Whitebeard, that's what he does on a regular basis. Protect his family, right? So at the end of the day, Whitebeard is always at his strongest. That's how I look at it. That's how my mind kind of breaks it down. So I don't think he needed to be more ambitious to be stronger, because the will to protect other people is just as strong as you wanted to find a One Piece, even more so. So I don't really look at his ambitions as a negative. Somebody said, you said Whitebeard would have gotten washed by any admiral or marine fort. I mean, that's a completely different man. That's a completely different man. Smokes, I want all Mihawk fans to respect Whitebeard and Kaido title. If you want me to respect Mihawk's 1155 Shanks upscale, I'm trolling. Cannot ever put Mihawk over Whitebeard because behind the painted swords is a man. I feel like Mihawk, here's the thing. Mihawk has probably become the most polarizing character when it comes to strength. Probably next to like Green Bull, where you'd have somebody that has Mihawk number 1, like overall in the series, and you have somebody that have Mihawk like 12, 15. So Mihawk feels stagnant. And I understand for Mihawk fans, once you see like swordsmanship being heralded, you kind of look at it as, well, that's Mihawk upscale, because Mihawk has a black blade and he's the strongest swordsman in the world. So obviously Mihawk is better than that person. I feel like a lot of Mihawks, I guess hype, it falls short when you kind of think about the end game, and the end game is Zoro, and Oda is saving him for Zoro. So when you think about the end game for Mihawk, you got to also think about the end game for Zoro and where Zoro is going to stand at the end of the story. Do you think Zoro at the end of the story is going to be number 2 all time behind Luffy? Do you think Zoro's going to be number 1 all time ahead of Luffy? So it just depends on where you see end of series Zoro. And so if you see end of series Zoro number 2 all time, and it was Luffy 1, Zoro 2, then everybody else, then I'm not mad at the Mihawk upscale. That means that Mihawk currently, like, if you believe in that fact, that means that Mihawk currently is the strongest character of all time. Like, currently. This current Mihawk is the strongest character of all time. Not including Emu, because Emu seems to be a special being where rocks even back down. So number 1, you can give number 1 all time to Emu. Outside of Emu, you're saying that Mihawk is currently number 1 all time, and once Zoro beats him and Luffy beats Emu, they go to 1 and 2. That's the framework based on what we're saying. So I don't think there's a right or wrong answer. It just depends on where you see these characters at the end of the story. Because, I mean, we don't know. I don't think so. Right? They said no one thinks that Brago. We think he's above Shanks. But that's what I'm saying. How I just laid it out, that's an absolute fact. Because if you're saying you're upscaling him based on swordsmanship and black blades, that means he's better. That means he's better than every swordsman we've seen. You can't just say, well, he's just better than Shanks. That's not the upscale that you're using. You're saying he's the strongest swordsman, black blade, strongest blade. He's the strongest swordsman ever. And if that's what you think, you know, that's what you think. Young folks did not fully believe if Emu manifests a sword, the Mihawk upscale chatter will be back. Can't trust the Mihawk fans. I'm trolling again. This is at worst top 5 all time. Being the strongest swordsman doesn't make you the strongest man. Man, a debate as old as time. So I hope Emu wields a sword. I'll troll all day. I know, like, it's something that's never going to get resolved, I think. Like, ever. I don't think we ever get, like, a conclusion to it. Local Hooder, I said, bro, I just went back to the start of the live. Nah, that shit racist, bro. Does not look like you. Hey, man. Hey, man, I just... You know, a nigga on the internet. Hold on. My bad, football guy. Let me see what he said. Yo, Bazue says, Hockey Man agenda is dying. The more top tiers get shown. Just got to accept the only real Hockey Man is Garp. Is it, why is Hockey Man agenda dying? Oh, I guess that's Shanks? The Shanks Hockey Man agenda? Is that what we're saying? Hey, you want to hear something funny? I'm watching King of Lightning. He thought Ochoko from the Rocks Pirates was a woman. Cole thought Ochoko was a woman? Okay. Help me up. Okay, I mean... Hey. That's not what I saw initially, but I guess if you squint and you like, you assume he has titties, maybe. See a football guy said. Ace, shout out to Ace, joining for 13 months, said killing an admiral while on the run is very suspect. I think it's meant to hype rocks. Now, of course, I would like context of what happened, right? Because Oda's caveat man, right? It's always something. It's always some small thing for every character as to why a character lost, why a character won. But as right now, with no context, he beat the admiral. You know what I'm saying? It said first and last time anyone reached the flower room. Is it foreshadowing Emu's losing outside Mary Joa? Wait, it said the first and last time anyone reached the flower room. Is it foreshadowing Emu losing outside Mary? Wait, explain that for me, football guy. He said, is it foreshadowing that Emu's losing outside? Oh, are you saying that the narrator is speaking in absolutes, that no one ever made it there? I thought they were speaking in absolutes from the fact that up until this point, that was the first and last time anyone ever made it there. Right? I was saying, I thought it was up until this point. Or is the narrator saying that's the first and last time in the story? I don't know if the narrator has that much power or has that much foresight. I get what you're saying. But I think what the narrator was saying is that's the first and last. Let me go back to it. Says this incident will be the first and last of its kind. An intruder made it all the way to the flower room, hidden deep within the Holy Land. I think it's up until this point. Right? I think it's up until this point. Yeah. I think it's up until this point where we are in the story, where we're in Elbaf, that nobody has ever made it to the flower room since then. But somehow Zebek did. I don't know if they did some renovations, right? Some renovations so that it's much harder to make it there. They changed the passwords, changed the keys. But nobody made it there since then. So, but I think more than likely other people will. The theory that Emu can't leave the castle. Yeah, because we don't really see this person outside. Because here's the thing. If I'm Emu and let's say I take off my robes and all that, I'm just walking around, I could technically go outside because nobody knows what I look like. Unless Emu is bonded to this place, this flower room, or this castle. I see that. I see that vision. I see that thought. King thought he's a woman because of the tongue. Because of the tongue. Really? I don't know. I don't know what type of women. I guess. Shout out to Mega Milk Tastic. Didn't say nothing, just dropped the 10. Appreciate you, Mega Milk. Look at the Davy back fight scene. The back uses Law's room. There's no way I missed that. Back uses Law's room. I see a punch. I see a gun. I see an Bro, it looks like his hand is on top of a It's like, is it a hat or like a helmet? That's funny though. That's absolutely funny. Because you remove the hat and you just show the picture out of context, you're going to be like, oh, oh my gosh. Jada Rude. Listen, Tooth said, what would happen if Gecko Moria goes and gets Rox's shadow? If Moria got Rox's shadow, I mean, it would be impressive, but it's just like these shadow soldiers are a fraction of the power anyway, the strength. So it would be cool, but I don't know how much it would bolster Moria's strength, you know? Even though I'm coming around on Moria because I've been rereading Thriller Bark. He's more likable than I remember. Young Smoke said, Mihawk is totally written. At least show him beating Fujitora, Green Bull, and Venus Juro before fighting Zoro. I was thinking that. I was thinking that somebody has to be a sacrifice for Mihawk to get some credibility as far as on screen. But I think what he has right now is enough. I think the more, like, we can say what we want, right? I think the facts are the facts. The more Shanks gets upscaled, Mihawk gets upscaled. And that's just a fact. Especially considering Shanks got famous off of fighting Mihawk. So I don't think Mihawk needs a fight necessarily before Zoro. And I think a fight before Zoro will be, at this point, it would not be a good fight. And the reason why it wouldn't be a good fight is because we already know the outcome. And the outcome is Mihawk is going to win. And Mihawk cannot lose. He can't lose. Like, literally, at this point in the story, Mihawk can't lose. So, like, you know, it's a fight that I don't want right now. I don't care to see Mihawk fight anybody until he fights Zoro. He can't lose. He can't look bad. He can't really struggle that much because Oda's kind of written himself into a corner. You know, so I don't care for a Mihawk fight. Mihawk haters coping. He will never be less than Shanks. I suppose. But does Rox have a black blade though? Either way, great chapter. Rox isn't just a swordsman. He's a boxer, a gunner. Yeah, Rox does a lot. Rox has shown himself doing a bunch of other things. And, you know, people are going to be like, well, have we seen Shanks do something else? He's just a swordsman. We call him the reverie after this chapter since we're on break. A reverie after the chapter is crazy. I don't know about a reverie. I think we could get some of the guys together for a discussion. Like a little summit. Right? We could do something like that. Possibly over the break week. Rox is literally stated to be a swordsman. Don't try that shit, Brago. Whoa. Whoa. Oh, my bad. Apologies. There's like, yo, he's a swordsman. All right? Do not change what he is. My bad. Okay, he's a swordsman. Forgive me, bro. Y'all know the vibes. We gonna disappear for a little bit, and we gonna stream later. We gonna get a discussion out tonight. 9, 10, 10:30, around that time with the guys. I think we got to talk about this one. I think we got to get deep into this one. Drew, I didn't realize it was that serious, but I understand it. I understand it for agenda. So it said 12. Nah, I'm gonna try to get it in earlier than that. Yeah, around 10:30, something like that. 10:30 EST. We probably started at 11 though. Like we probably started at 11, but 10:30 EST. We gonna get a discussion in for sure. Lo-Fi said, I'm lying. Bro, we did it last week. What you mean? Oh, Frodo, man. I've been trying to get back on Twitch, bro. Oh my God. Hey, football guy, just hit me up, bro. Hit me up. If you're trying to get in, hit me up on Instagram. Schedule it for a whole other day, though. I did, because we weren't going to have it. We weren't going to do it. And then it was just like, all right, let's just do it. Brazi, like 10:30. 10. Like 10. Yeah, like 10:30. We will have a discussion today, though. Lord willing. But yeah. Yeah, 5 is crazy. But I'm gonna set the stream up right now. Like right after I'm done, I'm gonna set the stream up. This is what I want to talk about. Raj, I'll see you tomorrow, bro. Like, come on, dog. Come on, y'all. Don't do me like that. Don't do me like that. But yeah, y'all be safe. I'll see y'all in a few hours. All right. For One Piece 11:55 discussion, right? And y'all be safe, man. I'll see y'all in a little bit. Peace out.